Hey, good afternoon. Good Friday afternoon. Russell Hotel's going live for a couple of minutes. You guys know how I do it. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing well. I don't know if I keep saying that already, if I said that already, but happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing well. Okay. I said it once. Well, hopefully I can keep it just at one time. But it's Friday, right? Weekend is here, almost here for some of us. It's not 2 o'clock for me here on the West Coast, but it's Friday and the weekend, I guess, is right around the corner. Um, Memorial, so happy Memorial Weekend, everybody. Thank you for your service and sacrifice. People that have been in the armed services or still in the armed services, we appreciate, or I appreciate, your sacrifice and your service. So thank you so much. I do this daily check-in. This is a daily check-in. Do it Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I normally do it about 12. I'm gonna stop saying that because I'm just gonna say I do it in the afternoons. Okay. So, and I think that'll cover everything because it's like almost 2 o'clock now. Normally I do it about noon, but Fridays are always tough for me to do it at noon because I got other things to do. I got client stuff jumping off. I like to do my lawn like I explained last week. I do my yard, my own yard. I'm the gardener. I'm a part-time gardener here at my house, so I have to do it, right? And I normally do it on a Friday because I want to free up my Saturdays for other stuff, right? So there you go. So I'll take like a couple hours to do it, knock it out. But then sometimes, my neighbors, we get to having conversation, and next thing I know, it's been 2 hours. You know what I mean? So and don't let it, don't let it include beer or anything like that. Then then that's 3 hours, and I still got to cut my yard. So, but today was kind of abbreviated with the neighbors, but it's hard. I mean, it's easy for me to get caught up in what's going on, if you know what I mean. But hey, let me turn on the chat. You guys feel free to make your comments because this is interactive. It's all about engagement, all that stuff. Normally, I do have a topic, and today I do have a topic. I actually posted something on LinkedIn a little while ago, earlier today, and I'm gonna talk about that. So I'll get to that in a minute, but just in case you did not know, I do an on-air show. Well, on air. It's called On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is a live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about, right? That comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. I'm gonna have a guest this Tuesday, so make sure you tune in. I'll let you know who the guest is, and it's Meredith Marin, but I'll give you a little bit more as I get closer to the end of this segment. Okay, but yeah, Meredith Marin, she's gonna be a guest, and I got other guests coming up too, but we're just focusing on Meredith Marin at the moment because I can't get too far ahead of myself, right? Because we got to focus on that and what she's bringing to the table, and it's about vegan hospitality. You guys know I'm all about the non-meat eats, and these days hotels, restaurants, they're adopting this kind of I'm not going to say a whole total vegan menu, but they're offering more selections in the vegan and vegetarian, gluten-free arena. Okay, so those are things that she's going to talk about, at least the vegan part. Okay, but we're going to get into that with her later on Tuesday. So just want to give you a heads up on that because I'm all about promoting people that are coming on. I have to promote the show and definitely promote because they're coming on as well, right? So that's my job, is to promote brands. Okay, so that's what I do. I do it for hotels. I do it for like CVBs. I do it for people that are coming on my show. I do it for anyone within the hospitality space that needs that assistance. Okay, just in case you did not know that. So there you go. Let's get to the topic because these things don't have to be that long. And today's Friday, and nobody wants to sit here and listen to a long, drawn out, daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. At least I don't think they do, but hey. We'll see. But hey, today's topic is the impact of On Air with Russell of Hotels. Some people would probably think, is there an impact? What does that mean? Well, you tooting your own horn? Well, sometimes you have to, right? So one thing that I learned with social media is that you can talk about your brand and yourself as often as you want to, okay? And that's where I think a lot of people don't understand that social media, because back in the day when I was the director of sales and marketing, right, I would have killed to promote or advertise my hotel, the hotel that I worked at, on TV or on radio, things like that. But it was so expensive to do. So we kind of went with print advertising, of course. We did things through, some, magazines or some publications. Um, but, that was kind of it, or, and then we did a lot of, we did some trade shows, and then we did, networking events and things like that. But, the holy grail was to advertise, through TV. So sometimes we would do, I was lucky to be at hotels that maybe we did filming, like film production. It could be commercials, TV shows, and things like that. And sometimes they would, in lieu of, some fees that we would normally charge, we would get some credits, which really didn't work because, who looks at the credits at the end of the movie? I do, but not everybody looks at the credits at the end of the movie. Okay, and normally it's the last thing. Most people are getting up and walking out, right? So I just remember, like, oh yeah, we'll give you some credits, the film credits, it'd be the last thing. I'm like, that doesn't work. No, heck no. No, I don't like that. So with the advent of social media, you can come on as often as you like and talk about your brand. And that's what kind of kills me, that people don't take advantage of that. Okay, so yeah, I do it as often as I can. And I'm going to talk about the things that I do, because the things that I do can benefit other people. That's what it comes down to. So being on the podcast can benefit hotels, can benefit CVBs, restaurants, whatever, anything within the hospitality space, it can benefit. Anybody that's trying to get in the hospitality space, like you offer supplies for hotels, products for hotels, services for hotels, you can benefit from that as well, right? So just like today, the hotel that I'm showing is the Proper Hotel downtown Los Angeles. Great hotel, boutique-ish, building built in the 1920s, which you guys know I love, that period of 1920, the architecture, the detail, all that stuff. So if you've never been to Proper Hotel, or just check it out online, properhotel.com, I believe is what it is, proper.com, properhotel.com. And I mean, there's more than one. There's one in Santa Monica. There's one here in LA. I want to say there's several more throughout the nation. San Francisco, I believe, there's another one. But look up the Proper Hotel downtown LA. Okay, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Located on Broadway. But yeah, so it's a cool place. But anyway, the topic for today is impact of On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. It's considered a podcast as well, right? So did you know that average podcast only goes 6 episodes? There's like 3 million podcasts that are out there, but not all of them are active. People say, well, everyone has a podcast and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Well, there are a lot of podcasts out there, but the average length of a podcast goes 6 episodes because people get, they get frustrated. No one's listening. I'm getting negative feedback. People tell me it sucks. People ask me why they even do it. No one's listening. No one's watching, whatever. I never thought about any of that stuff. I don't let any of the outside noise get to me, because at the end of the day, it's about my business, my brand, and how I can assist people. So who you are, what you do, and how you can help people. And believe me, the more I do it, the more people, I get more engagement. We start talking about things, and it leads to people asking questions about what I do and how I can help them. Okay, and that's what you want, right? But it takes time to get to that. You don't just, turn it on one day and expect, oh, I'm gonna get business right off the bat, because that's not how it works, right? So, it's just one of those things that the more you do it, the more people see it. The more people see it, the more they're gonna ask questions. The more they ask questions, the more you answer those questions, and you, kind of let them know how you can assist them, and then the more business you're gonna get. But it is a process. So a lot of stuff is more branding than selling, right? Everything's under the realm of marketing, or a category of marketing, but there's a difference between branding and selling, which some people don't seem to understand. But anyway, I'm not getting into that right now. But real quick, we're going to get through the impact of On Air with Russell of Hotels on the hospitality industry, not just LA, the entire hospitality industry, because this is a worldwide show, right? Just in case you didn't know, I mean, it broadcasts, or streams or whatever, internationally. So a lot of people don't even think about it like that you can have an international audience, so people can see you everywhere. Wherever they have access to Wi-Fi, they can see you. They have the potential to see you. On Air with Russell of Hotels, hosted by Russell L. Edmond, that's me, has a significant and multifaceted impact on the hospitality industry. Here's how the show contributes to and influences the sector. Number one, industry insights and education. Knowledge sharing. The show provides in-depth discussions on various hospitality topics, from emerging trends and best practices to innovative technologies and strategies. This helps industry professionals stay informed and educated. Yeah, as far as like technology, what's going on, I always talk about the things that, the mobile check-ins, all those things that are coming up, the QR codes, which have been around a long time. Even the mobile check-ins have been around for a minute, but we're not talking about it. Even hotels that putting it out are not talking about it. So those are the things that I keep going because I don't want people to forget about this stuff. It is an option when you go and check in a hotel for, the major hotels. Now, maybe several years, everybody will be on board with that, right? But, technology is not the hotel industry's strong suit because everything comes at a cost. And I understand that. We all understand that. But that doesn't mean you stop talking about it. The more you talk about it, the more people are going to want it. The more people are going to want it, the more you got to make sure it happens, right? So expert interviews, featuring interviews with industry leaders. The show offers valuable insights and advice from those at the forefront of the hospitality sector. These interviews can serve as learning resources for hoteliers, event planners, and other professionals. Yeah, I have people come in from all walks of hospitality life, from the CVB to the hotel to VPs of hotels to director of sales to general managers to travel influencers and travel journalists. Those people have been on the show and they talk about their expertise. I've had professors. Amani Roberts is a professor at Cal State Fullerton. He's been on here, right? So he's been on several times. In fact, I need to have him back on here because he's doing some new things, right? So hotel owners, people that are owning hotels, people that want to own hotels, people in the process of doing that, those people come on here. Management company owners, I already said hotel owners, but a lot of people, DJs, whatever, restaurant people, they come on, restaurant people that train, like Jana Divine Hospitality. Those are things that are needed. Those are the people that come on and we talk about, because it's all about the industry insights and it's all about education. And we need all of that. Promotion and innovation, highlighting trends by discussing the latest trends and innovations. On Air with Russell of Hotels encourages the adoption of new practices and technologies within the industry. This can drive modernization and improvement across various hospitality services. Yeah, promotion is all about that, showcasing success stories. The show highlights successful case studies and best practices, providing a roadmap for other industries and players to follow and emulate. Yeah, I post things that are, basically hospitality driven, but I have people from other industries that will ask me questions like, hey, will this work? Can you help me with this? Help me with that? I mean, you do all this posting, you're really consistent with the hospitality space. Well, can you help me? And they're not in this particular space. I'm like, yeah, it's some of the stuff is interchangeable. So it doesn't matter what it is. It's just that I focus, I'll help anyone that reaches out to me, right? But I focus on hospitality. Why do I do that? Because that's where I come from, right? That's where I come from, but I don't have to stay there. But no, when people ask me questions, of course, I'm here to assist as often and as whenever they need me to help, I'm willing to help. Okay, so that's how it works. Industry, networking, and community building. The show acts as a platform where hospitality professionals can connect, share ideas, and collaborate. It's all about collaboration. Just like I said, I open up the comments. People can make comments. That's what it's all about. It's all about engagement, right? It's all about building that community of people that, like-minded people. Maybe someone didn't know about the hospitality industry. They want to get into it. That's what it's all about, right? We need as many people as we can to replace the people that'll be, transitioning out. We'll just use that word, transitioning out in at some point, right? So yeah, we need new people. We need new blood coming in. And the more excitement you can create for those people, the better off you'll be. So that's another thing. I try to make sure I keep this lively. I'm not just here just reading a script. everything is based on my experiences too, right? And it's okay to have fun with this stuff, right? You don't have to come on and do lives and be, oh, I got to read this and this. No, show your personality, right? That's what it's all about, because everyone has a story to tell. We should be big on storytelling about your hotels, just like the proper hotel. I'm sure that building has a great story, or how it became. I'm not even sure what it was before, but I'm sure if it was a hotel before, what was it like back in the 20s? Or maybe it was an office building, maybe it was a bank building. I'm not sure what it was, but those stories about that hotel would be great. I mean, if I'm a salesperson, I'm talking about that day in and day out. Oh, did you realize that this was this? It was a bank back in the day and blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is, whatever your story is, you need to tell the story, okay? Every brand has a story. It's just that it's up to us to tell that story. Okay, so engagement through live broadcast. This is a live broadcast, and social media interactions. The show engages its audience, encouraging discussions. Like I said, I encourage people to come on all the time and exchange ideas that can lead to new partnerships and business opportunities. I have collaborated with people all over the world because of social media, mainly Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, LinkedIn, excuse me. I use LinkedIn all the time, business to business, business to whatever, it doesn't matter, business to business, B to C, C to B, whatever. I use it all the time, day in and day out. I'm on at least 5 days a week, and I'm posting, other content as well. So I'm here doing a live 5 days a week. I'm posting content probably another 5 times. So probably 10 times a week, I'm doing something, okay? So, but that's what it's all about. That's how you can build a community. That's how you network with industry professionals throughout the world, right? I've collaborated. I've done business with people in other countries. In fact, look up this company, SYP. SIP, I want to say it's SIP.com. I'm going to talk more in detail about them next week, but SIP, SYP, basically, it's not an app, but a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that, when you post things at a hotel or post things at a restaurant, shouldn't you be rewarded for that? You know what I mean? Like if I post, I was at dinner last night, right? So I'm taking photos of this wonderful dinner that I had, right? And then I haven't posted yet, but let's say I did post it and I tagged the restaurant on there. Shouldn't you get something back in that? That's user-generated content. User-generated content is a big thing, right? So what if I told you there's coming up with a platform where you can get paid, or you get something from that restaurant, like maybe a free meal, maybe a free drink, complimentary dessert, things like that. What if I told you that was coming? It's here. That's what I'm talking about, innovation, promoting innovation. So look at SIP. Probably later today, I'm going to post this information on my website, which is russellofhotels.com. It's going to give you a little bit more information about SIP. I'm going to have the owner of SIP come on in I want to say June 11th. He's going to come on and talk about the platform. The platform is out now, or at least he's taking appointments now to let people know what's going on, how hotels and restaurants can get involved with this. But, the hotels and restaurants have to be the ones that are offering, the free meals, or, free drinks, or discounted this, discounted that. But, people post things all the time. So user-generated content is out there. It's just that we need to take advantage of it and start rewarding those people that are doing it. This is going to be a platform to do that. So be on the lookout for that. But I gave you a little glimpse, SIP, SYP, and I want to say SYP.com, okay? So check that out and, let me know what you think about it. But I'm going to post something in my website. It's going to be under, I don't know, one of the categories. I'll have to let you know. But where was I? Industry networking and community building. I think I did that already. Number 4, marketing and promotion. Brand visibility. Being featured on the show can significantly enhance the visibility of hotels, products, and services within the hospitality industry. That's why I post hotels, right? Because a lot of times people don't know what is a proper hotel. I got to be downtown. That seems like an interesting hotel. Maybe I'll take a look and see if, maybe I'll stay there. That's exactly why I post things, because I want the visibility to be there, because everyone does not know about the proper hotel. downtown Los Angeles. And just like they don't know, everyone doesn't know about Russell Off Hotel. So the more you post things, the more likely people are going to know what it is and they're going to look it up. On a podcast, just like this one, right? 65 to 67, 68% of the people that hear this or see that proper hotel will look it up. They will Google it, or they'll go properhotel.com and look it up to see exactly what this is, where it's located, what it looks like. That's the beauty of social media that I think people kind of sleep on, the engagement that can happen just from a posting, just from me showcasing this hotel or showing out this brand, okay? So there you go. So, boy. So, okay, where was I? Being featured, okay, the exposure can attract new clients and business opportunities. Boom, I just said it. Event promotion on air with Russell of Hotels often covers major industry events, conferences, and expos, providing exposure and promoting attendance. Yeah, I go to shows all the time. I go to trade shows all the time. And guess what I do? I do lives from there. Let people know that if other people know within the industry or people that are not in the industry what I do, right? I'm out here, I'm working, but I'm showing what I'm doing as well, right? I'm showing who I'm meeting with. I'm showing them the layout of the convention center or the hotel that we happen to be having this event at or whatever. So to me, that's what it's all about, right? Where am I? Number 5, thought leadership and credibility. Thought leadership and credibility. Yeah, there we go. Establishing authority. The show helps establish Russell L. Edmond, that's me, as a thought leader in the hospitality industry. His expertise and insights contribute to the credibility and influence of the show. Well, okay, yeah, that goes without saying, I guess. But like I said, a lot of stuff that I talk about is based on my experiences, okay? It's not based on, people told me something I read in the book. No, it's based on, 25, 30 years of experience in this hospitality space, 14 different hotels, various positions, starting off as a housekeeping manager and worked my way up through front office, through food and beverage, through sales, as an AGM, to a director of sales and marketing, to a general manager, okay? And then back to being a director of sales because that's where my passion is. It was sales and marketing. It was not to be in charge of the entire hotel. That was not my goal, but, sometimes you do things and, you gain the experience. Good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. You still gain that experience. I can still sit here and talk about it because I did do it. I was a general manager for a while. It was interesting. I'll just leave it at that. It was interesting, but I love being a director of sales and marketing. Okay, so so you can tell that, I can take it or leave the general manager thing, right? But I love being a director of sales and marketing, especially the marketing piece, okay? Because people don't pay attention to the marketing piece, okay? I think we sleep on the marketing piece for whatever reason. So there you go. Number 6, supporting career development, professional development. The educational content of the show supports the career development of hospitality professionals by providing tips, strategies, and knowledge that can help them advance in their careers. Yeah, I'm always giving advice on different things, and I'm always promoting jobs that are open, especially the ones in Los Angeles, right? So I'll make sure every week that I do a section about who's hiring in the Los Angeles or the greater LA area, right? And sometimes I'll give tips on, if a position has been reoccurring, meaning it was a director of sales and marketing position open at Hotel A, say 3 months ago, and then all of a sudden that position's open up again, and then 3 months after that it's open up again. Well, there's something going on with that hotel, and there's no way I would apply to that hotel because there's something internally going on there. So there's a lot of red flags that happen, and make sure when we're interviewing for jobs that it's a two-way street. You're interviewing them just as much as they're interviewing you. Okay. Sometimes we don't think like that. We're like, they called me for an interview, this and that. They told me this, they told me that. Okay, well, what'd you tell them? I mean, what are the things that they're important to you? Oh, no, I didn't ask that question. Or what's did they talk about budgets and oh, no, I didn't talk about that. And then when they get into these positions, they realize quickly that this was not the job for them. They have unrealistic expectations and unrealistic goals, okay? But if we'd asked those questions, we would know. So I always give this word of advice to anyone. who is looking for a job. Maybe you've been in the industry for a long time. I don't care. Ask. You should be the one asking more questions than they're asking. Okay. You do the talking. Ask them questions because they'll. Oh, do you have any questions for us? And a lot of times they say, oh no, I'll just wait for round two. What's the next step in the process? That's what we ask, right? We don't say, well, what happened to the previous person? Who was in that position previous to me, right? Or previous to you interviewing for this position? They might not tell you the name of the person, but oh, they moved on for whatever reason. Well, did they move on for another job? Did they get promoted? Were they able to make their goals? I mean, all those kind of things you have to ask. And if they hesitate to ask those questions, well, isn't that a red flag? I was like, well, note to self, they couldn't answer the question. They didn't even look me in the eye when I asked the question. So those are things, there's signs out there that maybe I shouldn't take this position, but sometimes we do anyway. Because sometimes I understand certain situations, we just need a job, okay? But sometimes if we take those positions, they don't last long. They don't. They just don't. They just don't. So where am I? Number 7, driving industry standards, highlighting best practices. By showcasing and discussing best practices, the show encourages higher standards across the industry. This can lead to improved service quality and operational efficiency. Yeah. Ethical practices. The show often discusses topics like sustainability. We talk about that a lot. Diversity, yes, and inclusion, promoting ethical practices within the hospitality industry. Yeah, I talk about that as well. That's one reason why I like doing this show, right? Because you can see that podcasts, especially in hospitality, they need to be diverse, right? Just not one group of people should be out there delivering, information about the hospitality industry. We're all in it, right? And I just happen to have a voice, a platform, or I created it. No one gave me this, right? I created this, right? Just like a lot of other people created it. But my thing is, more people, I need to let people know by showing me, people that look like me can say, okay, if he can do this, I can do it. If he can, have 30 years in the industry and start off in housekeeping and work his way up, I can do the same things, right? If he can, on his own, just create this podcast called On Air with Russell of Hotels, why can't I do the same thing? You know what I mean? And be a world recognized, hospitality influencer or one of the top hospitality podcasts in the United States or in the world, whatever that is. If I can do it, anyone can do it, right? So there you go. There you go. So the last thing, economic impact. What? Russell has some economic impact too? Boosting businesses. The exposure and insights provided by the show can lead to increased business for featured hotels and services. This can have a positive economic impact on the hospitality industry. Yeah, of course. So if I'm talking about the proper hotel, then all of a sudden they have a run on, transient rooms based on, they saw it on Air with Russell of Hotels. Yeah, that has an economic impact, right? So, or when I go on and I'm doing hotel site selection and I'm talking about these hotels, and then people see these hotels, they say, hey, you had a group there. I'm interested, or a client of mine is interested in having a group there too. Yeah, that's impacting an economic. That's having an impact economically, right? So all the stuff that can be done or things that I do, yeah, it checks all the boxes, if you will. Okay, and sometimes don't be afraid to toot your own horn or let people know what you do, how you can help them, who you are. Because if you're not your biggest advocate, then no one else will be. Okay, so always look at it like that. And in fact, that's how I've always looked at this. I have to be the biggest cheerleader. I have to be my biggest cheerleader. I have to be my biggest advocate. Because if I don't do it, no one else is going to do it for me. And if I show excitement for what I do, like this is the funnest thing in the world I've ever done, which to me it is, right? Who's going to believe that, right? If I don't believe it, no one else will. So maybe you won't be surprised of the people that will call me and contact me. Man, you really seem like you have a lot of fun doing that show. Yeah, I do. I love the industry, right? I've loved the industry. I'm talking about the industry. I'm helping people within the industry. So yeah, why not have fun with it? Like I said, be yourself, whoever you are. Try to be you. Don't try to be someone else. I don't, I watch other podcasts, other hospitality podcasts, just so I can see their structure. This is how they do things, structure. Do they have outlines? Do they follow outlines? I follow an outline, right? I don't just go out here and talk nilly willy, right? No, I actually follow a script and an outline, right? Week in and week out, I follow the same script because I want to make sure I don't forget anything, right? So, and I look at other podcasts and I ask questions about that, but I'm never trying to be them because they're them. Like Glenn Houseman, I love Glenn Houseman. Glenn Houseman does a great job. I follow him. I look at some of the stuff or his structure of it, but we have totally different. We're talking to different people. We come from different space. Why do we come from different space? Because we have different experiences. I mean, he's East Coast. I'm West Coast. I'm Cali. I'm not sure exactly where he's from. I started in the industry, whenever he started in the industry, I, held different positions. He's held different positions, right? So, but we respect each other, right? And one advice that he gave me was, and I appreciate it, he said, be yourself. Don't try to be anyone else. So thank you, Glenn Houseman. So once he told me that, I'm like, I'm going to continue to be me, right? Because that's what sets everyone apart. You know what I mean? So there you go. So basically, we're just talking about, the people just came on, the impact of On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show or podcast that everyone's been talking about, right? So I went through all the things. If you want to, rewind it, the replay will be there. It'll also be on Facebook as well. So it's on LinkedIn. I can't remember. LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. And then the replay it'll be on those same platforms, but with addition to Facebook. So that is it. Other than, let me just real quick, boom. Meredith Moran will be my guest on Tuesday on Air with Russell of Hotels. That'll be show number 255, I believe. Yeah, show 255. And her company is, what is it called? Vegan Hospitality. So she's the CEO and founder of Vegan Hospitality. Basically, they're helping hotels. I'm not saying 100% change their menus to vegan menus, but introducing them to vegan options, right? Which vegan options they should go with, or how to introduce vegan options, through your menu, or how to train people and to certify people as vegan chefs or a vegan restaurant or whatever. So we're going to find out the ins and outs of the organization, how she got started, when she got started. Is she vegan? I don't even know that, right? So, and guess how I met her? I met her on LinkedIn. So that's what I'm talking about, right? So if you don't know what you don't know, a lot of people don't know what they don't know, right? So they don't know that they can reach people, people that you would never have reached before through social media. There's no way I would have met Meredith Moran any other way. There's no way I would have met like Calvin Taloki, Lauren Brown, Bruce Jordan, what's his name? Craig Sullivan, Glenn Houseman. There's no way I would have met some of these people without LinkedIn, without me being, exposing myself, so to speak, right? Just stepping out and say, you know what, I'm going to do this hospitality talk show. I didn't even know about some of these other talk shows that are going on. And I really didn't care, right? I just knew I had amassed a lot of experience. And I said, I want to share it with people. So that's what I did. I just started. I created it myself. I did my research with the help of Craig Sullivan, because the reason that I kind of got that bug is Craig Sullivan introduced me to a podcast because I was on his show. Okay, and that goes back to, I don't remember when that was, 2017 or something like that, 18, somewhere around there. But I've done 255 shows to date, right? But that gave me the bug to do it, right? So, and like I said, it's based on my experiences, not based on anyone else's experience. Everybody got in this industry differently, right? No two people got in the industry alike. I always say that, right? And it is so true. Some people went to school, some people didn't. Some people started off in food and beverage, some people didn't. Some people started in the front desk. Some people were, pool servers. They were all this. They were all that kind of stuff, right? And they just ended up, they stuck with it. They busted their butt, and a lot of them have become really, really successful because they busted their butt. So I don't care how you started. I don't care how you got in this industry. You still have to put the work in. That's just it. I see Miss all about the experiences. She's there on YouTube. Appreciate it. See, this is how you do the comments, right? So someone makes a comment. I put the comment right there. All about the experiences. She's mentioned LinkedIn. Yes, love LinkedIn. I think it's a great platform. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, Miss All About the Experiences. And then she says a true creator. You know what? I try to be. I try to. Like I said, I mean, no one was gonna stop me from doing this. I don't care how many negative comments I got. That why would you do that? Who's gonna listen to you? You know what I mean? I mean, I heard it all, right? I still hear it all. But as they say, you know, if you don't, what is it? If you don't have haters, you ain't popping. You ever heard that? You ain't popping if no one's hating. So I appreciate the haters, bring it on. I appreciate some of the negative comments that I get every now and then. I don't get a lot, but every now and then. Most of the time it's in person. Most of the time it's not online. It's in person. People are like, you know, what the heck are you doing? What do you got to? But the people that have supported me, the people that watch the show, that have great comments, you know what? It far outweighs the negative stuff. So, you know, that's fine. But I appreciate them as well, right? So, but that's it. So once again, Miss Meredith Moran, thank you for reaching out to me on LinkedIn. This was just like maybe end of last week she reached out. I reached out to her like Monday. Next thing you know, we're scheduled. You know what I mean? That's how fast this thing can work, right? So, but yeah, I can hardly wait to hear what she has to say because I'm vegan. I have a vegan diet. I love it when I go to a banquet and I ask for the vegan option and they come out and put on a show, right? They're walking down with a platter of vegetables, but the vegetables are cooked, you know, special. It looks different. You know, they're creative. They didn't just throw things together. And things have changed. I'm gonna tell you, as far as banquets and vegan food, it has changed because before they would just throw things together. Oh yeah, just throw some broccoli on a bed of pasta. You know, what if I want to eat pasta? Does the pasta have eggs in it? Is it made with it? I mean, there's a lot of questions I'm going to ask, right? But now people know, okay, vegan is this. No dairy, no eggs. You know, they know this. Definitely no meat, right? No meat sauces and things like that. So now they're taking a little bit more serious. I was just and I mentioned this yesterday, I was at the South Coast Plaza, and I asked for the vegan option. And they came up with this, and I hate to use the word steak, but that's what they call it, a cauliflower steak. It was on a bed of like couscous, I believe, and it had some type of sauce on it, and it had maybe like a marinara kind of sauce, but it had like baby like carrots and we had squash all around. It was very decorative and colorful, and when they brought it out, it was covered, right? So they couldn't see it. And they brought it out, and it was like a show, them bringing it out, and it was on a platter, right? It wasn't just like on a round plate. It was on a rectangle platter, and people were like, "What the heck did he get?" And they bring it to it, they unveil it, you know, they take the top off, steam comes out, they're looking like, "Woo, ah," and they're looking at me like, why are you so special? And that's how you need to be made to feel, right? That you're special, right? Even though I'm not eating the fish or the steak or whatever the heck they're eating, the chicken with the mystery sauce on it, you know, who's tired of that? You know what I mean? But yeah, so it was definitely different. It definitely got everyone's attention, and they showed and it showed the creativity of that hotel. That's the thing that people don't realize. It shows creativity in food and beverage. And that's what you want because people have various diets, right? They're gluten-free, they're vegetarian, they're vegan, they're meatitarians, meaning they just eat meat. They don't want vegetables. I mean, there's so many different people out there with various palates that we have to do our best to make sure we accommodate everybody because it's all, as Cheryl would say, it's all about the experiences. And food and beverage, a lot of these meetings start with food and beverage, which we don't take into account that could be the main focal point for some of these groups. They want to eat, yeah, they want to meet, but at the end of the day, when that meeting's over, I want a cocktail and I want to eat. Okay, there you go. So Oh boy, I'm on one today. That's 40 minutes I've been talking. Anyway, any questions at all? These normally only go like 20 to 30 minutes, but obviously I'm winded now. But any questions at all, feel free to reach out. Email me at russell@russellofhotels.com. You can go to my website, russellofhotels.com, and my phone number is there. So if you want to reach out and call me, reach out and touch somebody. Call me, and you can do that. Call me if you need someone to talk to. Call me. Satisfaction guarantee. Remember that song? I don't know why. Remember that song? I don't remember who sang it, but every now and then, songs get in my head, and I gotta put them out. I gotta take it out. So, but anyway, any questions at all? Feel free to reach out. Russell@russellofhotels.com. My email. You can instant message me. You can slide into my DMs. I'm on every social media platform out there, known to man. So if you say I try to get a hold of you and I DM'd you and you didn't respond, you're lying, okay? Because I look at everything all day long, okay? So anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day. Once again, happy Memorial weekend to everybody. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. We do appreciate that, or I appreciate it. I'm not speaking for everybody. Russell of Hotels, Russell Edmond appreciates the sacrifice and the service. So that is it. I will see you guys. If I don't think I'll do any lives on the weekend. You never know, but you definitely will see me on Monday. And once again, remember on Tuesday on air with Russell of Hotels, I got a guest, Miss Meredith Marin with Vegan Hospitality. We're going to find out what that's all about. I got some questions for her, but it's going to be a conversation. It's not going to be an interview. It's going to be a conversation like two friends talking about what each other does. Okay, so that is it. You guys have a great day, great weekend, and I will see you. And thank you again, Cheryl, for the comments. Appreciate that. It's all about the engagement here. So anyone can always make comments. I always have to end with that. All right, until next time.